Alright, I'm back with another recording. It is almost 12 now. And we have to get the next 2 drops here in Summers. And once we get those 2 drops, Summers will be complete. See, I'm telling you guys, if you do this challenge yourself, Summers will be one of the easiest parts of the challenge. Alright, so one of the enemies we have to look for is called the Overzealous Cop, which has a 4 in 120 chance of dropping a double burger. And if you guys don't remember, the Overzealous Cop is the rarest enemy in EarthBound. And I really do mean that, because they are so rare to the point where you can actually play this game multiple times without encountering a single one. Yeah, they are that rare. But the best way to look for one is down here on the Summers beach, because there's a lot of open area here. So we have to use this method of walking back and forth until we see an Overzealous Cop. And then once we see an Overzealous Cop, we have to try and single one out if it's grouped up with an enemy, and then put that in a save state. But that's really the only hard part about getting the Overzealous Cops drop. It's not because it's low odds. It's because they are so rare of a spawn. Like, seriously, try and do this challenge yourself and try and spawn an Overzealous Cop. Like, it takes so long to spawn one. See, that's not the Overzealous Cop, that's the tough guy. And we already got their drop. No. No way! There's an Overzealous Cop! No way, that only took 2 minutes. Okay, that's only because I got lucky though. But keep in mind, it takes so long for them to spawn. So I just got lucky there. But no, I'm actually serious though. Try and find an Overzealous Cop yourself. Just go ahead and try and do it and see if you won't be in pain. But he's singled out. We have an Overzealous Cop, and let's go ahead and start grinding. Okay, smashed it. Oh, yes! Let's go! The double burger. We got the overzealous cops drop. Finally. That almost took 44 minutes to get. Finally, man. Alright, I'm gonna get this double burger to Paula, because we can use this double burger for food. Man, we have a lot of food. We got a calorie stick, a bunch of picnic, well, only 2 picnic lunches, and then we have 3 double burgers. Alright, it's time to get the last drop. There's another overzealous cop. You know how rare of a spawn it is to get one of those guys? One? But I found 2. I found 2. What is this luck? I'm telling you, that's one of the rarest enemies to find in this game, if not the rarest. And I somehow found 2 of them. Alright, the last enemy is in the Summers Museum here. Which is the Shattered Man, which has a 64 in 128 chance of dropping a mummy wrap. And they're not permanent enemies. Once we kill those 2 Shattered Men behind the room, they never spawn ever again in the entire game. So this is the only opportunity we have to get these guys as drops. So yeah, Pooh came to Summers with a tiny ruby on him. So Pooh gives him the tiny ruby so that we can get inside this room. Now, just in case, if we get unlucky with the 50% chance twice, I'm gonna create a save state. You never know. You never know. It is a 50% chance, but we could get unlucky twice. But that's not really likely. Alright, here's the first Shattered Man. Now, what I like to do is just use PSI on them, since they have a weakness to PSI freeze. Ooh, that did a lot of damage. And also, the Shattered Man is one of the few non-boss enemies that play the Sanctuary Guardian music. Ooh, we got the drop. We got the drop. We got the mummy wrap. That's the last drop in Summers. Summers is well, I gotta kill the other Shattered Man first, and then Summers will be complete. Okay, Pooh's PSI max. Bro, look how much he's leveling up. Oh my god. Alright, I'm gonna give this mummy wrap to Pooh, because his attacks really don't do that much damage right now. Alright, I'm gonna give this calorie stick to Jeff. Eat that. Recover some health. Yeah, I'm gonna save this super bomb for the next boss. But as I was saying, the Shattered Men are some of the only non-boss enemies that play the Sanctuary Guardian music, in which the Sanctuary Guardian music is usually played by bosses. But the Shattered Man is just a normal enemy that just plays this battle theme for whatever reason. Okay, Pooh has Brain Shock Alpha, in which this makes enemies feel strange. Right, the reason why we have to come into this room is so that we can read this hieroglyphic. And it talks about the pyramid, which is in chapter 7. And this hieroglyphic says that, well, it gives us a hint about where Gygus actually is. He says he's beyond the dark. The hieroglyphic says that Gygus' hideout is beyond the dark and is farther beyond the lost underworld. And he talks about the deep darkness swamp. That's what it means by the dark. So yeah, it gives us a hint about where Gygus is hiding. And the hieroglyphic tells us to dance in front of the Sphinx. And it gives us the password to dance in front of the Sphinx. But we don't get to go into the pyramid until chapter 7. So yeah, we get the hieroglyph copy so that we can remember the password. But I've played this game many times, so I know what the password is. And then we have to answer this phone. And the person on the phone assumes that we are Mr. Fork of the Summers Museum. And the person we're talking to is called Mr. Spoon of the Forsyth Museum of Natural History. So yeah, Mr. Spoon says that he found something absolutely outrageous and that he wants us to check it out. So yeah, we have to teleport to Forsyth. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Huh? What did I bump? What did I even bump my head on? What? Oh, come on, that's not fair. I literally got my teleport stopped from nothing. Alright, we're back in Forsyth. And there's the museum over there. But we're gonna do the museum later. Because we're gonna get some rest at the hotel. So yeah, Mr. Spoon says he found something outrageous. He wants us to check it out. Oh, Jeff fixed something. The broken pipe. Okay, the broken pipe became the shield killer. And the shield killer does exactly what the name says. It kills enemy shields. But you might have to use it multiple times on a single enemy, because the shield killer doesn't always work. Because of course it doesn't. Alright, Summers is complete. And that's one location down in chapter 5. And there's only one location left in chapter 5 to get drops from. Which is the location we're going to do later today. We might actually end up getting all the drops in this chapter by the end of today. But that is it for today. Well, this recording I meant. Oh my god. But later we're gonna see what Mr. Spoon wants us to check out.